What y'all talking about at work? Y'all be talking to people who are different race than y'all? Let's talk about it. Hey y'all, it's me, Dr. Ashley Gaddy Robbins, and this is another episode of Classroom Chronicles. I teach interracial communication, and Classroom Chronicles is a time where we get to debrief and teach a little bit about what's going on in the classroom and in the world. And today we had interracial communication at work. And this is big, y'all, because we know that the workplace is probably the number one place where we have to interact with people who are different races than us, whether that be our coworkers, our clients, our customers, our managers, our supervisors. We really do engage with interracial communication all the time at work. So that's what we talked about today. We started off with I asked them, I said, why we even doing this, y'all? Like, why is this even a module? They were like, you preparing us, you telling us what we need to do it correctly, like to do it right, to do it with people at the forefront. And I said, you darn right. I have juniors and seniors in my class, and a lot of them are beginning to job search, or a lot of them are beginning to apply to grad school. And I need to let these folks know what to be looking for and what the deal is in the workplace. And so, you know what we did? I asked them, I said, put it in the chat, because we were virtual today. I said, put it in the chat. What industry y'all trying to go into? These are communication studies majors, FYI. Overwhelmingly, they said sales. I just don't remember that many people wanting to go in sales when I was in comm studies, but literally 90% of the class said they want to go into sales. And so that's what did sales, marketing. Some people said, one person said higher ed, another person said consulting, one person said mental health and therapy. So I broke them up into groups, and I said, your group needs to find a firm, find an organization in that topic area. So group 1 had sales, group 2 had marketing, group 3 had higher mental health and therapy, and group 4 had higher ed. And I wanted them to look at a university that was not in North Carolina. And so I said, look at their website. Pretend like you job searching. Look at their website. What are they saying around diversity, equity, inclusion, difference? What are they not saying around diversity, equity, inclusion, difference? Are they showing you in any way as a person who's job searching that you feel valued, that they are being intentional around difference, inclusion, etc.? Then I asked them, put the top 2 things that you're looking at for a job. Like, when you want to look for a job, what are the top 2 things you're looking for? Of course, money, always going to be a lot of number 1. But the number 2 and a lot of number 1s for them was good work environment, positive work environment, environment. I was like, well, break that down. What that mean? What does good environment mean? Positive environment. These are very broad words. And if we are not specific on what that means for us, people can smile all day. That don't mean it's inclusive. People can smile all day. That don't mean it's positive. So I said, name for me directly, specifically, what does good workplace environment mean? And so they said people who are cordial, like people who are smiling, a talkative environment. Somebody said long lunch breaks. I was like, what they got? You want to be off work is what you want to do. But y'all need to be able, somebody said, I want to feel heard. I want to feel valued. Okay. Now we're getting into it. So what it really boils down to is identity. You want a workplace that sees, values, hears you, includes you, respects you for exactly who you are. And that is the work of inclusion and at a higher level, equity. And so since y'all want that, are y'all even looking for that when you're job searching? And a lot of them were like, no, we're just kind of browsing the website. So this activity is going to help us search for ways, look deeply as much as we can into this organization, research them for real. Because people be like, do your research, but they don't ever really tell you how to do it or what that means. I said, no, you're looking for statements. You're looking for the About Us page. You're looking for programs. Is there an annual report? These are the things that you need to be looking for when you are job searching if you want an environment that is inclusive. So they had to report back. What do we find? Group 1 had sales. Their industry, I would say their industry, I won't say the organizations. Their industry was pest control, sales and pest control. And they were like, some people work there. They enjoyed their experience working there, but the website had no representation. Even the clip art and the stock photos were all white men, right? It was accessible. It was a website that was easy to navigate. But if you were not a white man, you would look at this website and be like, y'all not, it's literally about to be only me up in here, right? So I told them like the both and can exist. You may be having a good work experience currently, but we also have to think about what messages are being sent out from your website when it all looks the same, especially in an industry like pest control where it is heavily male dominated. The second group had marketing, and so they found a marketing firm, and they had an affirmative action statement, and they had a diversity statement, especially on their careers page. They also mentioned disabilities and having inclusion around disability. They have an About Us, Meet Our Teams page, so our students were able to kind of see the folks who work there. And then there's somebody who's just like, I've been to the place. I think that they can actually do better when it comes to accessibility if they're going to have a disability statement. So that was our time to also say, when you are searching, you're not just looking at the stuff, you're analyzing, right? Does your statement align with the staff? Does your statement align with what really is going on? And I gave them some interview questions when people ask, well, what questions do you have for us? Hey, I see that you have this diversity statement. What are some ways that you are actually putting that into practice past the website? A really great question, right? You have a focus on these programs. What does it mean to actually make sure that they're not performative? I mean, these are some questions that we can be asking our employers. We can't sit here and be giving all our time to these employers for us to not even be realizing if it's going to be a place for us. We need to know that from the beginning as much as we can. So the website, the interview process, ask your employer, what's up? What y'all really about? Now, I've seen some employers freeze, but that's another story. Group 3 had a therapy practice, right? They could also see that representation was kind of low. And then group 4 had a university that is not in North Carolina. That's actually in Florida. So that was an ironic kind of dichotomy, right? Because they offer I think, a certificate program, but it's also within a state where DEI is banned. So we talked about public funding. We talked about the importance of focusing on government laws and what that means for the workplace. Honey, they left this class like, did I take interracial communication or did I literally take a career course? Because I dropped knowledge and I made them work. Okay. I had to be doing my part on real life to get these people prepared for real life. You see what I'm saying? So I know I'm an instructor, but like for real, I'm trying to coach you up. Then we moved on to dialogic approach. Dialogic approach is a concept that talks about workplace communication. It gets rid of this idea of cordial speech. Honey, we love just to be cordial. We love just some small talk. How was your weekend? Oh, what do you like to do when you're not at work? I mean, these surface level conversations are really not progressing us forward at all. They're really just, with workplace culture, create spaces for cordial speech. It creates spaces for this small talk, and everything runs off of that. The dialogic approach says, get rid of that small talk mess. You need to be having discursive dialogue. We need to be going deep. And once we go deep about how people are experiencing, one, we're recognizing difference in the workplace and the positive aspects of difference. And then two, How can we have a conversation to move us forward? I don't, yeah, thank you for telling me what you did on the weekend. But like, how are your experiences at this place? What are some things that we can be doing better? So that brought up their next assignment, which is one of my favorites of all time. They have to have a conversation with someone who's a different race than them at their job. And we're defining job like a workplace, an employer. We're defining it as the school, the university. It can be in the same comm studies department. It can be they have the same club or organization that they're in, but they have to have the same, they have to be experienced in the same environment. Because what we know that if we just keep it at cordial speech, if we keep it at small talk, we're not able to examine our assumptions. So people are going to experience the same work environment separately and have two different assumptions about it. There's this activity where they, at a university, they ask white students and students of color about inclusivity on the campus. The white people were like, everything's going great. I think it's very inclusive. No problems here. And the students at the same university is like, this place is trash. I don't see nobody who look like me. I have in 5 years, I have not had one professor of color. So we got to talk, y'all. Because if we're talking about just race, people are going to be experiencing the same place differently. And we're going to think that that's how it is. It ain't. So we need to learn and grow from each other. So I cannot wait to hear and read these assignments. They got to go vulnerable. They got to get a little deep. Of course, this is with somebody they have rapport with. So I'm not asking them to go up to no stranger. Rapport matters in interracial communication. But I'm like, and it's a conversation. It's not an interview. You're not just going, hey, question one, how did you do this at work? Question two, did you ever have issues at work? No. You also got to share your experiences because they have to hear the differences from you too. And then the last part is you have to then take that information and knowledge and experience that you had with that other person, and you have to then analyze yourself. Where are my privileges in this? Where can I make some changes? Where can I be a better person, a better coworker, a better supervisor? We then have to do the critical self-reflection. Because if we don't, it's just talk. And the knowledge that we take from others is too powerful for it to just stay there. We have to then use it to make us be better. So I hope that this assignment is going to go well for them. I hope that it also intrigues something in you, for you, the ways in which you have conversations. Next week is election day. We're not having no class. And then the week after that, it's open floor. So y'all continue to stay with us. We only got 3 classes left to the end of the semester. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.